Hello, my name is Michael Paulus, and this is the work analysis for Reply Women LLC. So a little bit about the company background of Reply Women. The company was founded to take on social issues that are going on right now. It's to spotlight uh, female CEOs and some of the obstacles that they have overcome. We had to change our strategy due to COVID, so now everything, instead of being in person and having sort of meet and greets, it's going to be online, and that's what we're still working on. So the founders are myself, YG is head of finance and accounting, Catherine is in charge of content, and CJ is the CEO. I am in charge of marketing and sales. The key issues that we face are to become a cohesive team, which we still have some improvement. We trust each other. Our conflict is progressing, and we have no problem having conflict, especially if it is constructive. We all have a commitment to the company and want to see it succeed, and we all have our own personal reasons for supporting the social issues that we have chosen. The areas that we need to improve are our accountability, as at times our CEO is late to our meetings, and this affects the results that we achieve. So, our accountability and results are the steps that we need to take to improve. And then after that, it comes down to over communicating and communicating clearly, and that is something that can always be improved. Coming from Patrick Lencioni, most organizations I've worked with have too many top priorities to achieve the level of focus they need to succeed. Wanting to cover all their bases, they establish a long list of disparate objectives and spread their scarce time, energy, and resources across them all. Cohesion of the team and communication are the main factors of success. So with Reply Women, we are focused on just taking on one issue at the moment, and then after we succeed with that social issue and establishing the company and our objectives, which are all very similar, once we accomplish that, we will move into new objectives. As I stated earlier, with trust, conflict, and commitment, we are succeeding and have no issues with that. Everything can be improved, but that's where our strong points are with our leadership team. Looking at the rest of the analysis, what needs improvement is accountability. That means being on time, and we need to move forward at a faster pace as the company's been open for a year. Although we did have some setbacks with COVID, there needs to be more accountability on the results. We're lacking anything really substantial and anything that in marketing and sales that we can actually give the customer any type of value. So the assessment of Reply Women, our motivations, evaluations, and rewards. What we're looking at motivations wise are our social issues, which we are very motivated for because we do have our own issues with the topic that we chose. All of us have come across different experiences that have led us here. Our differences is we are very diverse. We have a diverse background of race, a diverse background of gender, of age. We have a completely different makeup, and I think that's what gives us our strengths. But it's something that we have to work through. Our decision making is based on our communication. We are very strong and headed in the right direction. It just needs to be sped up. Along with our groups and teams, each of us is head of the department, and we need to communicate clearly what our objectives are and take care of our goals and and everything that we have to do on our to-do list. The ethics and misbehavior is something that we need to take care of individually within each department. Not really any problems with any misbehavior, as the topics that we have chosen and the people that we hire are all focused on moving forward and achieving certain objectives with that topic. So basically, it all comes down to leadership. Our organization is very structured and moving in the right direction where we do receive input. some organizational members become leaders while others do not. I think that's the key, is that there's a difference between leaders and bosses. Bosses just assign something to be done, while leaders actually get their hands dirty and jump in. I think this is a huge difference between what is successful and where the respect of employees actually comes from. So that is something that we work on in each one of our own departments for our leadership team, along with within the leadership team itself. So improving our accountability and our weak points, setting up an agreed upon structure, so that is having set meeting times that we meet every week at the same time, along with having a structure for the meetings, having a routine, and then getting results comes down to making SMART goals, which the acronym SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. If we improve our accountability by having a structure and a routine where we can all count on being on time at the same place, and then we set goals that are structured and achievable, I think that the solution will come in the fact that we will get the results that we are looking for and achieve much quicker than we are at this pace. Implementing those is something that we'll be discussing this weekend. We have accomplished quite a bit already, but we just want to keep improving. As I said before, it's accountability, and I think that starts at the top. Once we get that fixed, it becomes an accountability of each department, and that really depends on setting the expectations when we hire someone. Then we provide performance feedback early and often. That comes down to communication. And then just establishing the culture. As we looked at Enron earlier in this course, we saw that the culture that was promoted there compared to looking at different companies such as Apple and other cultures. If any misbehavior or ethics are violated, there's clear consequences, along with anything that's achieved going above and beyond. There's clear rewards, and we've structured those and clearly communicated to them over and over again, as that's what we push for. Is we rather give out rewards. We like to get a little bit more casual. Being in California, we're not too structured as it is with we work remotely as it is. We don't wear a suit and tie every day. And then it comes down to communication, over communicate, clearly communicate, and just keep communicating. And then establishing values and objectives is very important, so everybody knows which direction, everybody in the entire company knows which direction we're headed, and can answer the question of what they're trying to achieve. So our action plan is to hold each other accountable first, and hopefully that'll trickle down into our departments, along with making sure that that does trickle down. My next step is to have a discussion with CJ, the CEO, and actually lay out the structure of our meetings and the structure of the departments, and making those routines that we can be counted on. I think it's important to keep things simple and keep things focused on just one or two goals, and not to become overexpanded and have all the departments collaborating together. At a certain point when the company grows, that's not going to be the case. Things are going to get complex no matter what, but just trying to keep it as simplistic as possible, but structured so people have direction, I think, is the most important thing going forward for Reply Women. So as I've mentioned before, setting SMART goals, create a list of actions, set a timeline, designate resources, and monitor the progress coming from Indeed. These are the action plans that we are going to take over and over at Reply Women and achieve, hopefully, what we set out to with social issues and within different communities such as the gay community.